If you're doing something wrong, I'm probably going to talk about it. If you caught up in a legal story that's interesting, I'm probably going to talk about it. But this next story is interesting. We're going to look at 10 correctional officers who've received a multitude of federal charges, high as murder. We're going to dive in and check out this video.
Disturbing and graphic details have been released in how mid-state.
We're gonna skip to where the pertinent information is. I thought I already had it set. But we're gonna skip to where the pertinent information is.
The ones who used to hold the keys wore the cuffs into Oneida County Court Wednesday, charged with crimes ranging from manslaughter and murder.
Not an intentional murder, but a murder so depraved and so wanton and disregarding of human life that New York law allows it to rise to the level of intentional murder.
All right, real quick, they got a special prosecutor on the case. Why is there a special prosecutor on the case? Think about it. Most states, the Bureau of Prisons fall within the Department of Justice, so it could be a conflict for a state attorney general to prosecute these guys. So normally what they'll do is they'll bring a prosecutor in from another county who has no ties or nexus to anyone in this Bureau of Prisons to try to keep it fair and impartial, keep it looking unbiased.
To gang assault and conspiracy.
On the following morning, at a diner called Raspberries in Oneida County, all of the co-conspirators met and agreed to continue with the story that everything they did was completely proper.
The special prosecutor says 10:55 a.m. March 1st, Midstate Correctional Facility inmate Messiah Nantwi was fine, and by 10:58, a radio call was made for backup and a CERT team response. Special Prosecutor Bill Fitzpatrick says the grand jury in this case suggests it's something that spiraled out of control unnecessarily.
All right, just so y'all know, the CERT team, some places call it the SORT team, that's just the team that they call out in prison when things, or jails, when things get a little out of control, is when the COs put on all their armor, they get their shields, their batons, they go in there, possibly ready to crack some skulls because there's something that requires them purportedly to actually be there to eliminate some type of threat or danger or harm to another officer or another inmate or something to that effect.
The alleged contact that began between the National Guard and Mr. Nantwi had to do with Mr. Nantwi interjecting himself in another incarcerated individual's effort to obtain medication.
Some of the 10 officers charged in Midstate Correctional Facility inmate Messiah Nantwi's death are accused of beating him with their fists, boots, and batons in the head, delivering 69 blows to his body alone, continuing the assault in a stairwell on the way to the infirmary, and dumping.
That's ridiculous, bro. 69? Come on now. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm about as fair as it come, and I understand that sometimes in some situations you got to use a little bit of force to be able to eliminate threat. But when you have, and again, I get it too. It's jail, prison. It's not Club Med. I understand that part of it, but some shit is just overkill. And just off of what we're hearing from this, it sounds like overkill.
Dumping the 22-year-old in a holding cell in the infirmary and continuing the assault there, with a conscious effort to cover it up.
Fragments of Mr. Nantwi's entrance into the infirmary are captured on one corrections officer's body-worn camera. It is not a continuing flow, but there are enough indications to name and identify the individuals involved and some of the things that occurred. Many other corrections officers, apparently intentionally, either turned off their cameras, placed them in an area of concealment, or simply looked the other way.
They all screwed. They all about to get exactly what's coming to them. When we talked in that last video about did someone have the requisite criminal intent, the mens reis and the actus reis, all of this stuff, yes, this actually shows an intent to either commit a crime or conceal a crime. Bruh, y'all got on body-worn cameras. When you try to cut it off, when you try to obstruct it, it's just not a good look, and it goes to show that you have something nefarious going on. So I hope all 10 of these guys get exactly what's coming to them.
After the deadly assault, Fitzpatrick says, came a plot to plant a weapon, a plot that was caught on tape.
A body-worn camera intentionally hung in a men's room at the infirmary of Midstate caught two of the co-conspirators discussing the conspiracy to plant the weapon, again, posthumously on Mr. Nantwey.
From the state corrections commissioner in Utica today, acknowledgement and a promise to do better.
The people entrusted to our care deserve better than this. We hired external law firms to conduct a full review of the system, which is currently underway.
Not in court today, 6 others who are cooperating with the special prosecutor, 2 of whom are pleading guilty to felonies, 4 to misdemeanors. The 10 officers in court today are due back in Oneida County Court through May to report on plea offers. Those for whom bail was set posted bail. Jolene Ferris, News Channel 2.
This is a beautiful instance of the justice system clearly working out. And it happens all the time. I always want to see the right outcome. I think the facts in this, just what we got from this news story. And again, this is the first time I actually watched that news story all the way through. It clearly shows an intent. It clearly shows conspiracy where they came together, more than one person, in the furtherance of the commission of a crime. They took a substantial step towards the commission of that crime. They were able to use some leverage because they do have people who are entering pleas to misdemeanors and some lower level felonies who are snitching and telling. That's a beautiful thing. And shout out to body worn camera footage. A lot of people get mixed reviews with body worn camera footage. Some people are like, oh, we need it. Some people we don't. I'm always a fan. I think body worn cameras should always be used by law enforcement just to memorialize the interactions. This goes to show you how dumb these guys were and how slick they thought they were. You're having a conversation about potentially planting a weapon on the decedent in an effort to make your story seem more plausible and to corroborate the lie that you're about to tell. So shout out to the justice system. I hope these guys get everything that they deserve, everything that they have coming to them.